Lamont at large here. I am at Oakwood Cemetery in Richmond, Virginia, also known as the graves of the Confederate soldiers. Oakwood Cemetery, they volunteered to have these Confederate soldiers buried here at Oakwood Cemetery. As you can see, a lot of Confederate flags. There's a monument I'll go take a look at really quick, but I just want to say really quick, I do not have any kind of respect for these soldiers that are lying in the ground. As far as I'm concerned, they were fighting for a flag that was not mine, not an American flag. They were fighting for the crossbars and stripes and stars. I don't agree with that flag. All they wanted to do was separate from the U.S. government and whip black people and own slaves. That's all the South wanted to do. All they wanted to do. A lot of people don't know that they were all Democrats. Democrats were slave owners. So all these Democratic soldiers buried in the ground with their Democratic flag. Look at all these Democratic flags. Yeah. Sorry, not my flag. The red, white, and blue, that's my flag. Anyways, enough about politics. We're going to show a little bit about this cemetery. This cemetery is in a pretty bad neighborhood in Richmond, Virginia. So let's take a quick tour of the cemetery. So this is a monument right here, and it says, in memory of 16,000 Confederate soldiers from 13 states, erected by the ladies of Oakwood Memorial Association, organized May 10th, 1866. You guys already know my feelings on this, so it is what it is. Most of all these graves out here are unmarked. There's just numbers on them, but this one actually has a name. B.W. Qualls, member of Company 5th Texas, I'm sure Brigade. I'm saying that word wrong. He died 1862, and I accidentally snapped the flag. Oops, sorry. Gee, I hope this guy doesn't come back and haunt me, even though I don't like your fucking flag, but whatever. Sorry about that, dude. So apparently this section of the cemetery is reserved for babies and infants. All these babies, they all died. 6 months, 3 months old. Okay, so that's it for this part of the side of the cemetery. There's a newer side of the cemetery. It's over there. I'm going to go drive over there and show you guys what it looks like on the other. So I thought this grave right here was pretty interesting. Sylvia Ross Miller. That picture, it's so weird for me to see somebody's picture where they're alive in a moment in time and looks like she's having a good time, and now she's no longer here. So pictures like that, I don't know, I've always thought they were so just, uniquely odd, if you will. I would say this is one of the most elaborate tombstones I've seen. So this guy, DeJean Germain Wagstaff, this dude was killed January 13, 2016. He was shot in the head. He was in his Porsche at an apartment complex. So there's a weird story behind this. So there was a guy that's already been convicted of his murder, Stephen Parson and Timothy Garrison. And there was another woman, Tashima Peace. She was convicted of conspiracy relating to this murder. The story goes that supposedly this guy was in contact with a prostitute and that he assaulted her. Who knows what happened? And Parson, he was, affiliated with this prostitute somehow. So for revenge, they pretty much, it seems like they ambushed him in an apartment building, shot him in frickin' the afternoon, shot him at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Killed this dude. Don't know much about him, but very weird story behind this. So that grave back there, I didn't mention that the two guys that shot and killed him, the one guy got 40 years in prison. The other guy, he got 27 years in prison. And then the girl, for conspiracy, she got 10 years in prison. He was 31 years old. The guy that killed him, he was 31 years old. The other guy was, I believe, 27. I'm always wondering, when you're thinking about like really wanting to hurt somebody, really wanting to kill somebody, I swear people don't really think about the ramifications of committing murder. Because not only do you destroy the life of the person that you killed, you mess up their family's lives too, and you mess up your own life. And then now those two idiots, pretty much the rest of their lives are going to be spent in prison. They're not getting out until they're going to be in their 60s and 70s. And when we've already forgotten about the crime, so some liberal, disgusting parole board will probably let them out because they feel that they've served their time. But you got to think, when you're sitting in prison, after the 10 years, you're not having sex, you can't eat hamburgers, you can't smoke weed or whatever it is that you like to partake in. You got to really, really think, was that worth it? Was that worth it for me to shoot him? Probably not. Probably not. Now you got two guys just sitting in prison doing nothing with themselves. Two stupid losers. All right, this is William Ducey Crutchfield. He was shot and killed October 4th, 2015. So I guess he was in his apartment and somebody came to the door looking for him. So his relative that he lived with, she was telling him, please don't go, like just stay home. But he said he'd be right back. And report came in, shots fired, and they found his body around 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:20 in the morning. Shot and killed. I tell everyone, nothing good happens after 1 o'clock in the morning. Stay your asses home. Don't go outside, especially if you live in a bad neighborhood. Go out and do what? Go out and get shot and killed? Is it worth it to your family? Is it worth it to you? I don't think so. I don't think so at all.